what will happen? This sound, which is like a bell sound, we call it bell sound because it has got in the beginning a hit, dong. Then the dong part goes away, continuous happens, and sometimes when compared with the blowing of a conch or something like a whistling, like a very heavy whistling. So that continuous sound that goes on inside, that sound then pulls us to the next level, where the sound becomes almost a mean of communication. You suddenly realize the sound is the self. And then you find that whatever you can think with the mind, with the sound, can be understood by anybody around you. What we here call telepathic communication. Telepathic means a person says, whatever I think, my friend in Germany can understand. But they don't tell you, if I think in English, the German can understand German too. But that's the truth. If any one of you experience telepathy, you notice that it's not the language which you are using that is conveyed by telepathy. It's the meaning of what you intend to use the language for that's conveyed and can be understood in any language. And that's a normal way of communication at the astral plane inside, where there's a much larger world than this physical world. That itself is a great experience. If you can visit that regularly, you'll find it's a great place to visit. And that's how bodies have no weight, there is no matter. You can fly very fast. Yesterday, imaginary exercise was merely to give you a sampling of it. There's a normal way there. You can do research in the subjects you're interested. You have whole life. You'll see a lot of people doing that who are dead here. So it's a great experience to have that experience. But if you are able to meditate in the same way, not in the third eye center of the physical body, but the third eye center of the inner body, which is equally well located in the same place where you feel you have the eyes to see and you see there is an ear to hear. Same shape we have of the astral self, with no weight, no molecules, no atoms in it. Otherwise, exactly the sense perceptions are located like they are located in a physical body. When you want to put your attention in that body, you can. You can meditate in the inner body like you can meditate in the outer body. When you meditate, you become unaware of your sense perception. And you open up a completely different way of perceiving. You perceive everything together. Suddenly you see, you can hear light and you can see music. There's no difference. The mental capacity of perception is total. It's not divided. Just for diversification, it's divided into sense perceptions. Therefore, we have a second body upon ourselves, the astral body. Otherwise, the mind can perceive totally the same way. And we reach the element of the causal plane. You will also notice that in the astral plane, where you go first, that you can see everything because there is no total darkness there. There is no strong light even. When you imagine things, what kind of light do you see it in? The same. As I said yesterday, you close your eyes. Some people even put their bands on their eyes yesterday, and they could still see light. They could create light just with a switch. What you see there is an inner light, like a twilight, which is always there. That's why everything is visible. And it also looks like that everything has its own light. That's why you can see things in the darkness. So sometimes they refer to a radiant form of life there, where the things, when you see your own master there, who will always be there if he is a perfect living master who has initiated you, you will see him in what they call a radiant form. You can see him even in darkness. Radiant form does not mean he is emitting lights and we are seeing it. It only means he is visible with no light. So that radiant form of the master that appears can be seen appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. Nothing. He is not doing that. It's our attention not staying stable. It's so drawn to scattering outside. Over practice, you'll be stable, you'll be able to talk and be with your master like you are outside in the physical world. That's a very big point in effective meditation, because after that, you are with somebody who is at all levels. And as a person, as a manifestation, as a personification at that level, he becomes your friend outside and inside and guides you to every level. There are some souls who are so fascinated by the experience of the astral plane that they forget that they were saying, we want to go to our true home. When they reach there, that's beautiful. This is our true home. If the master is not there, you believe that's the true home. Compared to this, looks like the true home. And many masters are stuck there, thinking we have reached Sachkhand, that is true home. Everything is beautiful, wonderful. We fly without body, and we have heavens there, so it must be a great place. But if you have perfect living master with you, he says this is a temporary stage, just like the physical was a temporary experience. We have to go higher.